Let's go get loose!
You'll see them all about 100 fucking times.
Especially now, that footage is absolutely, unequivocally, 100% real. I have professors and colleagues that go around talking about that footage, and it's really, it's important because it's created it started the paradigm shift, which has led to over 100 million people in this country. 1 in 3 people at least in this room believe Sasquatch is either real or very probably real, and that's important that we start that belief. I don't believe in Sasquatch. I know they're real. I study them. I'm very passionate about this discovery, as you can see, for way more reasons than just a new hominid species. This is so important to everybody. It's going to create such an important change, and I fight for it every day. Go ahead, your next question, please.
When you're hunting Sasquatch, you get into their territory, do they become hostile? And if they do, what do you do?
Well, I'd say I'm at about 50-50, and I never hunt them, I research them, I give them respect. What I learned from the native people, I give them gifts. About 50% of the time they completely reject me. And we're talking, guys, people, I've worked with these big Hollywood producers that come around, and you have X-Men, all these superheroes that are really, really cool stuff. These are literally not, that's 8'6". The Sasquatch I studied, the main dominant male, is 9'4", and he's over 900 pounds. He's literally more than twice as strong as a gorilla. I believe he is actually the fastest terrestrial being on the planet. And that's so cool, especially for us, because we're upright and bipedal like most beings are not. And they are literally stronger, bigger, faster, smarter, and they're the most human species on the planet. I don't know why the fuck we're making movies about X-Men and superheroes and Planet of the Apes when we literally have the Wolverine would have his fucking ass handed to him by a Sasquatch if it latched onto him. You know, fuck Animanium, these guys will tear that shit apart. you know. So they are amazing, incredible beings, and just the more I learn about them, guys. Literally, I know most of you, and a lot of you out there are going, well, this can't be possible. There's no way this can exist. But the more I learn about this species, the more I realize it does exist, and no wonder we haven't made this discovery. I know hundreds of people contact me every month and go, man, I saw a Sasquatch and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Nobody will fucking listen to you. Nobody cares. You'll get ostracized and ridiculed. Like, there are literally hundreds of thousands of people that have seen these species. Where do you go? Who are you going to tell? You know? And the truth is, within their own little group and community, an honest man sees a Sasquatch and his friends believe him. Or they get ridiculed or not. But there's no, if you call Fish and Wildlife, they don't give a shit. And that's what pisses me off. The number one things I'm famous for is I sue Fish and Wildlife. You guys really need to understand this. I've been to Fish and Wildlife in Montana, in Washington State, California, and then Alberta, British Columbia, and Saskatchewan, where I'm from. I literally go to forestry officers. I walk in the office. I go, you see this DNA? You see this footage? Come on out with me. I'll show you a Sasquatch. I did it with Survivor Man. I've done it with 6 fucking PhDs. Wildlife PhDs, biologists have sat there and go, holy shit, there's a Sasquatch. As I'm holding their hand and I go, look now. And that's what the ICP is going to see when I take them out this year. Like, you guys really, I've done everything I can. I'm fucking fighting for this, and this species exists. And you know what? Don't believe me? Ask the native people. There's not one single native tribe I've ever met that doesn't know this species exists. They're not believers, they're knowers. They'll tell you how to coexist and interact with these species. And nobody's been better trackers and wilderness experts than the native people. And we reject them? Miss, mind-blowingly preposterous. We gotta open up our minds, people. But I have good news. The discovery's here. It's happening. And ICP is a part of it because Violet J says, I'm no bullshit, and Shaggy's coming out. Motherfucker, show me a Bigfoot. Right? And guess what? That's what I do, motherfucker. Right? Let's go.
I have a two-part question.
Sure.
The first part is, why haven't you been able to recover the dead body of a Sasquatch? And if they have like a burial grounds of some kind, why can't you bring a crew of people in because they'll be scared off or whatever and dig them up?
Right. Well, I'll tell you, this starts with, in Langchun, China, 200,000 years ago, they discovered, a 200,000 year ago burial area, they discovered from Gigantopithecus. They don't accept that because we only started putting our dead in a specific spot about 20,000 years ago. So, they've been doing this long. That didn't even surprise me. They're literally hundreds of thousands of years more advanced than we are for respecting and appreciating their dead. But you don't go, like, for the native people especially, if you look at them, they literally, where I'm from, they bury their bodies only like 2-3 feet below the surface. They bless the ground and nothing comes near it. You don't approach burial grounds. It's immensely disrespectful. You stay away. And I'll tell you, I was talking about Sasquatch being 50-50. Remember guys, these beings are telepathic. If I go into an area and I'm going to desecrate your family, I'm going to desecrate your children, your father, I'm going into a burial site, that's my intent, they're not going to let you in. They literally, as soon as you get out of your truck and close the door, they understand your intent. And intention is everything. That's why I'm getting success like so many other people aren't. You go out there with a gun, I come to your house with a gun to shoot your son and bring him home and prove that you're going to have some fucking problem with that. These beings are so connected, they're so family orientated, they will defend their own, and they